Welcome to the Postmodern Art Podcast, the podcast dedicated to giving artists who are wowing the world over the platform they deserve. I'm your host, Nathan Ragland, and for today's episode, I have a guest that truly embodies the phrase, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Mainly because my guest is the trash, and the other men are the audience that are watching this episode right now. You get it. Today's guest is CamTheCan, a trashy little 3D animator whose goofy trash can and low poly style provides some of the silliest animations on the internet. Cam is someone that anytime I get a chance to see his videos, I can't help but just love it, knowing the amount of creativity that even just goes into it in the first place. So getting the chance to connect with him and get him on the podcast, it was honestly really surreal, and I think that it will really shine in the conversation you're going to be seeing before you. If you enjoy our guest, please make sure you support him with the links down in the description below. If you enjoy the podcast, make sure you like, share, subscribe, or follow whatever audio streaming platform you prefer. Leave 5 stars wherever you can. You know, I see that stuff. You know, it genuinely does make my day. And speaking of subscribing, I hate to be the one to bring this up as I have for the past couple weeks, but according to the analytics that I have, almost 80% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. So if you would be so kind, if you really do enjoy today's conversation and want to get a chance to see who I could potentially bring on more, or even check our back catalog with some incredible conversations, why not leave us a subscribe? Get a chance to have us as part of your feed. And if that's not enough support for you, may I recommend you check out our merch shop at fourthwall.com. We have some outstanding designs. It's done by some amazing artists that have come and gone through this podcast. And I think you would look absolutely stunning in the sensational streetwear that we have for you. So check out the link in the description below at fourthwall.com to rip some of that incredible podcast merch today. But now, without further ado, please enjoy the Postmodern Art Podcast.
Sweet, let me turn on my camera.
Oh. Oh, that's incredible. I didn't expect that. Hold on.
What are you talking about?
That is really good. That is really well done.
Thank you.
I can only imagine how long it took to even get that ready to go.
Wasn't that bad. It was just like it's how people use their PNG tubers,
Right,
kind of
right.
thing.
Right.
You just put GIFs into it, so.
You know what? That's a very valid point. Yep. I know that the easiest one's like Vieto Tube or whatnot, but I know there's a whole bunch of other ones.
That's actually what I'm using. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Vieto Tube.
Yeah.
No, that's really well done. I didn't know what to expect whenever you said you were going to turn on your cam. I didn't know if we were going to get actual Cam or CamTheCan. So this is a nice surprise.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go ahead and get my refreshments for the evening. There we go. Delicious Dr. Pepper. Anyways,
so true.
Yep.
I love Dr. Pepper.
So true. Trust me, I know. It's part of the reason why I got it.
That's a good answer. Your room is pretty cool. I like all the stuff you got set up. It's very, very fun.
Thank you. This is probably hundreds of dollars I could have saved towards paying loans and such. No,
I feel you.
I mean, to be
I
fair,
collect figures and stuff. I mean,
trust me. I got a bunch of U2s over there or whatnot.
Oh, awesome.
Yep. No, I was gonna say, like, most of the stuff that I have on the wall or whatnot, it's really stuff that involves some of the people I've previously had on the podcast, with a few exceptions. Like, for example, I haven't had Tyler on the podcast, so I would kill to get him in a heartbeat. But
yeah, I was gonna say.
But, like, you know, I've had, you know, Dave Capdeville and Ashley Nichols, Alex Rashawn, freaking
yeah,
all these incredible people. So yeah, kind of showing my love to them and also making it look really cool. So I appreciate the compliment.
Yes. I have a question.
I have an answer.
Quick. Is one of those it looks like above the Far-Fetched poster, is that like one of those like color from every frame sort of thing?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
What movie?
Whiplash.
Oh, awesome.
Yep.
I love Whiplash.
Oh, no, that is hands down like my favorite, just because of like the intensity that it has when it comes to storytelling. It's so great. Yeah, no, my mom got it for me like years ago or whatnot, and it's been up there for a while now. But yeah, no, it's
that's so cool.
I appreciate that. Do you have one of your own, or is that just one of those you've seen?
I've seen those things before. I didn't really know there was a place to buy them. I always thought it was like a gimmick sort of thing. I might do that one day.
I think it's called Frome, Frome, if you're curious.
Frome.
Yep.
Interesting.
Frome.
Gotcha.
All right, Cam, before we really do get going, I must ask the icebreaker question of the podcast, if I may.
Let's do it.
Let's say you get to go to a desert island on your own accord. It's just you alone with your thoughts. You get to kick back, relax, breathe, get to truly enjoy yourself for a little bit. With accommodations, I shouldn't say desert island, more like a personal B&B paradise away from society for a little bit.
Okay.
To make sure you don't go completely insane on this island, you can bring one piece of media or one piece of art with you to help with whatever kind of headspace you want on this island. If given this opportunity, what would that one piece be?
Piece of media.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not worried about like survival or nothing. Just
no, like I said, you have all the amenities and the accommodations or whatnot. It's just there's no like media or art or any sort of like entertainment like that. That's on you.
I'd probably bring like I love a lot of games, but I've always wanted to do like I've never had the chance to like 100% like one of those open world type games.
Okay.
So I think it could be fun to like maybe something where it's like Elden Ring or Breath of the Wild, where I just have like time to go like everywhere and explore everything and just have like this complete world to explore. I've always wanted to do that, but I always lose patience. Yeah.
Look, you and I cannot tell you how much I relate to that, because obviously you're amazed with the world, but then it gets to a certain point, it's like, Jesus, this is just taking forever. God.
Yeah.
I mean, and to be fair, the two that you did say, Elden Ring and Breath of the Wild, two very different vibes, but also two very similar vibes in a way, you know?
Yeah. I think Elden Ring might be more fun because that's more of a challenge, and also one I just personally haven't played as much.
Okay.
Yeah. So probably Elden Ring, let's say.
All right.
Something like that.
That sounds like a plan more than anything else. But regardless, Elden Ring, that is your answer. You're locking that in.
Sure.
Then if that's the case, I cannot think of a better way to start the Postmodern Art Podcast. Welcome everyone. I am your host, Nathan Ragland. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, or follow whatever audio streaming platform you prefer. You will look fantastic in the merch. We have the merch shop, fourthwall.com. Link to that is in the description below. And follow us on Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, and most social media platforms at Postmod Art Pod for future updates and guest announcements, including today's guest. He is the trashy little 3D animator whose goofy trash can and low poly style provides some of the silliest animations on the internet. Welcome to the podcast, CamTheCan.
You had to sneak in the old name there.
I had to sneak in the old name somewhere.
Oh, good Lord.
How you doing today, Cam?
I'm doing pretty good, man.
That's good to hear more than anything else. Thank you so much for even taking the time to do this in the first place. Like, it's,
of course,
your videos are always the ones that like I don't always anticipate seeing them, but when I do, I always have a blast. Like, they just kind of sneak up out of nowhere more than anything else. And it's really cool. It's really cool both from like the humor aspect that you have with a lot of them, but also with like obviously the style. I mean, as people that are watching the video version, they can see the incredible style that you provide for most of your videos or whatnot. I mean, but I cannot wait to talk about all that and then some. But before we talk about the stuff you're doing nowadays, I want to go back just a little bit and learn more or less the origin story of Cam. What got you interested in art and animation stuff in the first place?
I mean, I've just been doing it since I was a kid. Like, you know, watching what came out when I was a kid, like Robots or Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and stuff like that. Like, really good, just like combinations of like very funny slapstick humor and just really fun, like exaggerated visuals and stuff like that. So ever since I was like, I mean, you know, I've always been a doodler, but since like doodler, but ever since, you know, like I figured out how to do very janky stop motion.
Okay.
Through a PowerPoint like app called a Flipogram, I think it was called. Right.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And it was just like you just progress, like it was pretty much just recording a slideshow of stuff like that, and it was I've been looking at those lately. It's really funny to see where I've come from, I suppose. But
kind of reminisce on like, if it wasn't for this, Lord knows where I'd be.
Yeah, it was very, very sweet.
No, absolutely. I can only imagine that. Plus, saying some of the early infos, like you said, Robots and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball, and then seeing your animations these days, I definitely see the connection, or at least the inspiration from one to another more than anything else.
Yeah.
when did it for you go from just something that you loved and just had fun with at the end of the day to a passion and wanting to make it your career? Like, when did you more or less know, like, hey, this is a viable thing for me to like make my job?
I guess pretty much when I started getting good at it. You do it for, I mean, you do it for long enough, you have so much fun doing it, and then you're just like, man, I'm not that bad. That's like, I mean, I started off in 2D, and right. I'm like, I was part of that crowd. It is sort of a silly crowd a long time ago where it's like, grr, I hate 3D, grr, stuff like that, which I think is a little silly. There is a very nice, I think both complement each other really well.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Like Spider-Verse and other projects.
There's definitely an opportunity for the two to work alongside each other rather than be like 2D superiority, 3D superiority more than anything. Like, that doesn't need to be the case at the end of the day.
Yeah. And so I started off doing 2D animations back in like 2017 or something. And then like 2020, 2021, I was inspired by they go by Torty Toons, Addison Fujimoto.
Okay.
Who just was someone who really experimented with their art a lot, and I'm like, man, they did 2D to 3D. I want to try that, and I just kind of figured it out after a while, and now I'm here today, where I'm at today.
Yep. I mean, I feel like that's just anyone, especially around, like you said, 2020, 2021. They're just like, I want to figure out how to do this, and then they just put themselves.
There was a lot of downtime there.
Yeah. Well, I wonder what was going on. I imagine wasn't a whole lot, going on there.
I can't put my finger on it, but it was something crazy, I imagine.
It was something absolutely insane. No, I was going to say, like, to be fair, the podcast started, the podcast that we are currently speaking on right now, it started in 2020. So I know exactly that mentality of where you kind of were of like, wanting to experiment, wanting to try something a little different or whatnot, Yeah. Plus, like, that love for animation, like, I can see how that leads you to going from 2D to 3D. Again, I hate to already go ahead and beat this dead horse again, but you were talking about robots and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Yep.
Traditionally,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 3D animation stuff or whatnot. Like, I can see why that led you to want to experiment with that even more.
Yeah. I mean, one of the biggest inspirations for Cam style specifically was one of those, I say Spider-Verse likes, but it was a film that came out after that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
Yes.
I love that one.
Oh,
I feel that one doesn't get talked about as much.
It does not.
I think it's very, very grungy.
Especially like the animation style more than anything else. Like it like, I know people think of it as like the the Spider-Verse style and whatnot, but it has like you said, like its own unique griminess to it, or like it's unique.
I would say it's like one of, like, if there's like 3 ways to approach it, I would say like Spider-Verse, Puss in Boots, and then Mutant Mayhem, I think are both really cool ways of just experimental animation that are sort of similar but also not.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I'm also curious, when along this little timeline, obviously animation is a big thing, but when along this timeline did YouTube start being, or just being on social media started being a thing as well, to where you wanted to get your name out there and put stuff online?
A long time ago, since like 2016. That account isn't really as public, but there is somewhere out there videos of me doing like Markiplier type, hey guys, like literally just me like as like a little kid playing Five Nights at Freddy's, and then just being like, okay, the video's gonna end now, like halfway through because I was just so scared. But no, I've always just wanted to, like, I think I just like putting myself out there. I think it's also just fun to make projects like that. I've always had fun editing, and I think editing went into learning animation because I was an editor first.
Okay.
Yeah, because you always get like visual understanding of like timing or stuff like that.
Yep. No, trust me, that's as extremely valid as someone that is also in the editing field, though very minimally editing field, because podcast, everyone. No, trust me, I know exactly what you're talking about at the end of the day. I love how the previous account that you're talking about, that was the embarrassing thing that you were going to bring up, and not the embarrassing thing I'm going to bring up, which is some of the early videos on your CamTheCan channel where you were basically a storytime YouTuber or whatnot starting out.
I know. I mean, they're embarrassing. More of just I'm old. More of just they're old and I just cringe at them.
Right. No, I mean, I obviously if they were too horrible, if they were too embarrassing, you have the ability to just get rid of them. But I figured it was just more like, this is silly, it's ridiculous. Look what I used to do or whatnot,
Yeah. I mean, that's like the main reason to keep them up is just like archival purposes and stuff.
Right.
Because it's good to see I guess like small beginnings sort of thing. Like, you know, I didn't start off like this.
No, absolutely. Trust me. If you started off like this, I'm pretty sure you'd be at the point to where I'd be talking to like feature length director for DreamWorks or something like that at this point. This is what you started off with.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, man.
Though I do have to ask one particular question, especially when it comes to those early videos. How do you still feel about mosquitoes?
Oh, I hate mosquitoes.
Man. Yep. Look,
I hate mosquitoes.
Look, I figured that feeling was not going to go away anytime soon or whatnot.
Who likes mosquitoes? You find me one mosquito fan, I'd like to hear them out.
I'm pretty sure the only person that would even appreciate a mosquito are people that think Jurassic Park is real and think that you can get DNA from a dinosaur from a mosquito or whatnot, you know?
I mean, if that's true, then that's cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just don't like. I don't know. I just think it's so. I just. Just annoying. They're fine, I guess. I feel like they've shown up less, but no.
I'll tell you what's worse than mosquitoes, though. Wasps. I cannot stand wasps to save my life.
Oh man, I mean, I don't like wasps either, but I mean, I personally haven't had too many conflicts with wasps, or maybe I'm just really good at running away.
You know what? That's a good point.
Mosquitoes will creep in and they'll just bite you, and I'm like, you itch, and it's.
I did at least want to ask or whatnot when it came to those story time days or whatnot. Like, what made you even want to like experiment with that in the first place? Was it just some of the videos you were consuming at the time or whatnot?
Yeah. Back in the old days, I was in like middle school then. The very like I was, you know, everyone knows their Jane animations or Odd Ones Out, but I was super into like what I consider like the underdogs of sorts. But they're getting like they've grown like sizably, like Brody Animations.
Yep.
Torty Tunes as well was in that space under a different name as what was it? Like Adini Tornellini, I think was their name back then.
Oh, okay.
Infamous Swoosh, and like Haminations, all that stuff. Where it's like, these are like kids my age, like doing this stuff that I want to do, and I'm like, man, if they can do it, I can do it. So I just learned Adobe Animate one day. Took a really long time.
Hey, there you go. I mean, like, what started off as something that you love and appreciate grew to the point to where you could even work on some of those guys' videos, because you mentioned Brody Animates, and the first thing that I thought was, that's right, you worked on a video for Brody, didn't you? Or you helped him.
That was so surreal. It was really surreal because even still, like, I'm a pretty big fan of those guys and their work, and he like reached out one day and he's like, "Hey, you want to do some work?" I'm like, "Yeah." So it was just fun.
Kind of a weird full circle moment for you, huh?
It was because there was a time in that like I DM'd him in middle school, and I'm like, "Hey, do you want to?" Because they would have like collab roles all the time and other like shorter or smaller creators stuff.
Right.
And they're like, "Hey, do you want to voice for my summer camp video?" Which never came out. And then he DM'd, like, I forgot I sent that because I don't think he ever responded.
Right.
And then, like, when we were doing this commission thing, he's like, "Oh, by the way, I would voice for your summer camp project." And I'm like, "Come on, man." He brought it up, like 6 years later.
Okay, no, if that wasn't the full circle moment, that moment in particular definitely was the full circle. Was like, hey, so if you still need to do that video, I got you covered, buzz.
It was awesome, man.
Oh no, that's great to hear regardless, especially like you said, getting a chance to work on that stuff, really devoting yourself to 3D animation, really, opening that door in the first place or whatnot. I know you mentioned the what got you even into 3D animation in the first place, but what exactly about 3D animation, like, what is it about 3D animation in particular that makes you feel comfortable in it, like wanting to explore it more and then making that more or less like your main-ish focus?
So I had a lot of issues doing 2D where I feel I would understand the motion aspect of it, but I was just really bad at consistency.
Okay.
Like that's sort of a beginner thing where it's like, if you're drawing literally every single frame, and you're not really supposed to do that, but if you draw like every single frame, you'll just notice stuff like grow like crazy, or just lose its proportions, or it's like its model characteristics, or stuff like that. So when I would start in 3D, it would just become like, I'd get home from school, I'd find some 3D model online, and I would just kind of goof around for hours before I did homework. And it was a good way to experiment with the motion side of things and like cinematography sort of things, instead of just like worrying about my own like style and stuff. And then, you know, eventually as I got more comfortable, I delved into my own style. And I find those 2D things so charming with my own stuff is because I would work straight ahead, and that is not what you're supposed to do in 2D, really. Which and I still do that with CamTheCan. And that is why I absolutely adore making him go off model all the time, because it is just a very nice nod to how I would treat 2D and how everything was just inconsistent but still very charming.
Oh no, absolutely. While there is certainly a place for like the clean, you know, movement or whatnot, there's always a fun little place that, like I said, fun little charm when it comes to like the tiny inconsistencies or even some of the noticeable inconsistencies when it comes to like 3D animation or whatnot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so it's very fun when they're played for humor, especially.
Oh no, especially when they're played for humor or whatnot. I will say, like, going through some of your stuff, especially seeing some of the early 3D animations that you had starting off or whatnot, like, I couldn't help but just love and chuckle at, like, what was essentially like a time capsule in a way for what was just a couple of years ago, really.
Yeah.
Like, especially seeing some of the, whether it be some of the fan stuff that you did or, like, some of the fan, you know, like, silly parody videos or whatnot, which the first one that I say that comes to mind or whatnot is whenever you basically did... Whenever you made Metal Sonic the voice of Ultron, which was way too cool, much cooler than it ever needed to be.
That was just fun to do. Yeah, I feel that's one of my more recent like fan things that I did. It was just, I saw some like Instagram reel or some TikTok of someone who put that together, and I'm like, that's so cool. Just want to make that. And my friend made the model, and I'm like, you know, I'll just have a fun time goofing around with lighting and the cinematography here.
No, absolutely. Whether it be there's that, and then there's like, you have the cool aspect, and then you also have the silly aspect of Optimus Prime when he was put into Fortnite. Like, there's that.
Oh yeah, okay. That's its own thing where I wanted an excuse to animate Transformers. I love Transformers. That's like in addition to, I guess this also complements the whole robots cloudy with the chips and meatballs thing, is that I just loved like VFX in general, like Transformers 2 specifically, which I know is kind of the black sheep. No one likes that one. I mean, no one likes many of the Bayverse ones, but I love just like watching the Devastator scene over and over again, because I thought it was so cool how everything was like clicking together. Sound design is really cool too.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not gonna get into that because I won't stop. But TLDR, love Transformers. Just wanted an excuse to animate it, and there are some. I'm sure you've already seen the controller one.
Yeah, no, that was actually gonna be the next one that I brought up. Like, I could definitely see that love for Transformers whenever you basically made a mini Transformer out of the controller for that short film that you did or whatnot.
Yeah. But yeah, let's go to that, I guess.
Well, I was gonna say, like, hell, we can even stay on the Transformers thing. What is it about Transformers in particular that just, like you said, kind of, you know, tickles that creative funny bone or whatnot at the end of the day?
I mean, I grew up with the movies and Transformers Prime as well. I just think, like, I don't know, I'm not even that big of a car guy. I just think it's cool to see like robots. I guess literally just the act of transforming itself.
Yes.
As I've gotten older, I've fallen more in love with the designs of like the classic. Like, I have a bunch of Soundwave and Shockwave figures.
Okay.
Specifically, I love how they look. I just love robots in general, but I thought it was so cool to just see a bunch of metal shifting and go from one form to another. I don't know why, it just clicks at some part of my brain. I never really thought about that before, but just something I find really fascinating.
I mean, to be fair, especially like you were talking about with the Bayverse films or whatnot, say what you want about those films or whatnot, the way that the Transformers actually transformed in those things or whatnot, that is something else.
They are
so
visual
cool.
effects like masterpieces. I know they are very crass and very silly, which I also love in its own right.
Oh yeah.
Like, everyone was talking up Marty Supreme last year, and I love Marty Supreme.
Right.
But I swear that is just Sam Witwicky, the movie. That is exactly what I thought the entire time. You
know what? Like, because I saw that in theaters as well. That did not click with me until you just said that right now. I totally understand what you mean by that.
Yeah. But yeah, I have such a fascination for it. I would say any Transformer projects. There was another one which I didn't post to YouTube, so I'm not sure if you saw it. It was a mouse transformed into like this little gremlin guy. But I think those are some of the more ambitious projects I've done, but very, very fun.
No, absolutely. So what you're saying is in the future, if there's any more animated, Transformers projects or whatnot, if given the opportunity, you would love to hop on board and make that reality.
Absolutely. I would love to do that.
Yes.
I know Transformers had some more recent box office bombs.
Yeah.
Which is sad. I love Transformers 1. I think it was awesome.
I'm right there with you. I thought it was a great little origin story, and the characters definitely gave they were fun personalities at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. I feel bad that movie bombed, and then Rise of the Beast was just bad in general. So maybe people were tainted from that.
I mean, I think especially with the recent live actions, you talked about the Bayverse ones. Those were definitely they had a fun charm to it, but the more recent ones, it's just what even are we here for,
Yeah, I do like Bumblebee though. I love the the initial 10 or so minutes, any of the Cybertron scenes of Bumblebee, and the initial part with I forget his name, but attacking Bumblebee in the jet mode, whatever. I love most of the stuff from Bumblebee, the Transformers aspects. I think it was a cute ET clone.
Right. No, absolutely. I get that. And like I said, especially having that kind of love, putting that back into your animation, like you said, with the controller one or whatnot, I could tell that I don't know if you did that short film just for the love of Transformers or whatnot, but even then that, but it was it was really cool to see both the clean look when it came to that Transformer, but also I gotta give you props for making the grotesque body of the fat guy or whatnot.
I don't know what was on my mind when I made that. I just thought it was funny. I think I'm just I need a reason for this controller to come alive. Let's have some angry gamer throw a controller at the TV or something. I don't know.
No, I mean again, it was really impressive. But I'm not gonna lie. Whenever you had the gamer fucking flop down and the body just moved or whatnot, I'm like, ugh. I physically went, ugh.
Perfect. That's what I wanted.
Oh goodness. And then I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention what is somehow surprisingly your most popular video, at least up to this point. How in the world, what inspired you to go all in with the Shadow Wizard Money Gang video, trend or whatnot?
Actually, so that was one of the few times I just followed trends.
Okay.
Just to see where it would get me. I would say thankfully that video is no longer my most popular. Cam stuff is my most popular on TikTok.
Well, oh yeah, no, absolutely.
And, amassing it together. I think my most popular one is probably the one I did with Rance Castro and the prison one.
Yes.
Where I love that video too.
Oh, that's great.
But the Shadow Wizard Money Gang thing was one of the first animations to feature models I made.
Okay.
For the most part. And it was also just between that one, every single Spider-Man in here, that one. So there was that one, that Spider-Verse one, and the Transformers one all came out within a week.
Oh my god.
And, yeah, so that killed me, but it did bump me a lot. So so this is probably what it feels like to chase trends, and it just felt terrible. So I just didn't want to do it anymore. I just kind of wanted to have fun for it.
I mean, that's a good learning experience at the end of the day, just being okay, this is.
Admittedly, it did help, but I mean, it helped a lot, so I didn't want to do it again.
Well, it helped in more ways than one. It helped with getting you exposure, and it helped you with kind of learning for the future. Let's not do this.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless, it was just hilarious. The only reason why I say it was the most popular is because at least it's most popular on your YouTube. Yeah, on the YouTube. Obviously, the TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok's a completely different story. Let's be honest with ourselves here.
No, yeah.
Oh goodness. But I mean, and it's incredible to know that, again, that's what really dipping into 3D animation. I imagine that also led you to some other incredible opportunities, not just with your own stuff, but actually getting to work on other people's stuff or whatnot. Mm-hmm. Was there any opportunities in particular that stuck out, whether it be early on or even things that you're working on that is wow, I actually get a chance to work on something like this?
Yeah, it was fun to, after that, I think I started working on this thing called Project Shadow, which was this, which, I mean, has its own little backstory for why I started doing that. It was me and my buddy were just looking for a movie shadow model to, make a funny short film. That never ended up happening, but it was fun to work on that. I think that was my first, paid freelance position.
Oh wow,
which was very fun. And then there's been a bunch of stuff. I'm happy to work on Brooklyn Brook the Universe now, which is fun. I can't say what I'm working on, but I mean, I guess I'm an animator. That's about it. But What else? Yeah, I mean, there's been a few opportunities here and there that have just been very fun for me.
No, absolutely. And like, it's cool to see that Project Shadow thing. Like, I don't know how close that was. I imagine that's probably fairly close, but I don't know how close that was to the actual release of Sonic 3 or whatnot. But like
yeah, I think it was I think it was a good amount before.
A good amount before. I mean, the fact that was like, especially with how clean it looked or whatnot, even for being a fan project, like compare that to what the actual like, Shadow, model looked like or whatnot. It was still really well done for that at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And like, obviously to get a chance to work on some other incredible projects with other people. And now, like you said, working on Brooklyn Broke the Universe, which I didn't even realize was the thing until, again, I was looking at the Discord server and I saw that you were listed as one of the animators for it, which I had previously had the creator, 2K Doppler, on this podcast talking about that incredible world. But I'm curious, at least when it comes to you, how like weird or how fun has it been to really tinker in this unique world that 2K has kind of developed?
It's been fun. I can't go into I can't go into too much.
Right, not too much.
Some agreements there.
Yep, absolutely.
But it's been fun to. I will say it's probably one of the most organized productions I've been a part of.
Oh wow, okay.
Like, just down to a lot of things. So that's been very fun. Like, I mean, I've had a lot of freelance positions before where it's like, okay, give me this at this certain time. Either use these assets, find them, or something like that. But this one has just been very, very communicative, very, very organized, and a lot of fun to work on as well.
No, absolutely. I mean, I can only imagine, again, like given the unique atmosphere and the fun characters that 2K has even set up in the first place, just even tinker in that world, I imagine it's just like, goodness, this is a lot. But also, like, again, the fact that it's organized, that's saying a lot at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, no, very, very fun.
And yet somehow throughout all this chaos of trying to figure out how to get into 3D animation, setting up, getting opportunities and such, you still found time for yourself, especially when it comes to this fantastic trash can, little guy that I've been talking to this entire time at this point.
Yeah.
I am curious, when did you more or less made CamTheCan an actual can?
So, I mean, the username came first.
Right.
Back in like 2020, 2021. Something like that, because that just felt more original than Canimations or whatever, which is just C animations.
Yep.
But I think I just wanted I wanted a mascot to play off the name because I was super into YouTubers like Camwing and Doodly.
Okay.
Who it's pretty much just like a explanation sort of YouTuber with a little persona.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to make my own, so I went off the name. And my little Cliff Notes thing was that he was pretty much just like Cookie Monster meets, I don't know, what was it? I don't know, Cookie Monster meets like a little trash can guy, just make it all sketchy, have a lot of fun with it.
It's like if Cookie Monster and Oscar the Grouch kind of had this weird like child together.
I honestly wasn't thinking of Oscar the Grouch when I was making it, but it just worked out really well.
Right. I mean, I certainly see the influence of Cookie Monster with the way that your lid moves, I guess.
It's that and the silhouette mouth. I think are very, very fun.
No, absolutely. No, I mean, I can only imagine, like, obviously you had the username beforehand, but like really actually making a trash can little persona or whatnot and like having a little fun with that. I can only imagine the amount of just silly fun it's been to even like get to this point, but let alone actually like animating him and bringing him to life at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's very, very fun. I feel very fortunate that people like what I do, because this is sort of the perfect character for the stuff that I like to do. It's very, very zany, very, it goes off model a lot, and I love that. The rig came out, I think, really good.
Yes.
Just a lot of room for experimentation, a lot of room to just be silly with them. And then I put them up against horrors.
Yes.
Like just terrible, terrifying things.
Yes, the ones that, younger you on your previous channel wouldn't have finished the animation halfway through because like, okay, I'm done.
I guess that's true. No, I try to make them like nothing too crazy.
Right. No, I mean, like, obviously if people that are here, they've probably seen the videos, obviously, because I imagine there's a lot of fans that obviously we can see. There's a lot of fans that love your content at the end of the day. They love this little trash can, and the situations you put them in. I am curious, like, obviously when it comes to some of those incredible videos, like, what is the process like for you to go from like this fun, silly little concept to finished video that you put out there into the masses?
Ooh, that's fun. So I'm very frequently in calls with friends, whether it's like Rude Jack or Isometric Pixel or Migrod or just a bunch of other friends where we just kind of goof around all the time and we just have like ideas nonstop. So the initial ones were just like little ideas I had as like little skits. And then, you know, there's also animating other audios, but as I'm working on, you know, making my own like series now, it's gotten more and more fun to script my stuff. I don't always board, but I've been getting into like blocking my stuff as well.
Okay.
But I guess the process is, what would be really funny for this guy to go up against? And I think I've kind of narrowed it down the other day where it's just like, this silly, innocent character that has done no wrong is pretty much just going up against my worst fears.
Yep.
And that is kind of, I think, just how I've treated it as it's gone on.
So what you're saying is at some point in the future, we're going to get the epic battle of CamTheCan versus a giant mosquito.
That's more of an annoyance. That would be awesome, though. If I hadn't already had him like squished flat in that one Christmas short, then I probably would have that. If there was like a giant mosquito that would just like turn him into a straw.
Exactly. No, but I mean, even then, like it's. I think that's part of the thing that I love when it comes to like the charm of your videos at the end of the day. Like you emphasized with what you realized the other day is just one of those like, hey, the happiest can possible is just dealing like the biggest fears or whatnot. And there's a nice little fun charm when it comes to that at the end of the day, especially when it comes to stuff like, for example, the one that was based on a true story or whatnot, or loosely based on a true story, I guess.
Yeah. No, I love that one. That one I think is still absolutely my favorite thing I've ever done.
Okay.
Just like, it's so simple and the idea is so crazy that I think it just works well enough. The true story, if you want to hear that, is it was just me driving one night. I was on some highway, some dimly lit highway, and there was like someone behind me with very dim, like dead headlights that just looked like dots.
Yeah.
Like the FNAF one in the camera eyes.
Okay.
And I'm like, for a split second, I'm like, oh, it would be so funny if that was like an alien and that's how you just like get followed. And then I'm like, you know, I've just thought it'd be funny if it was just like a sliding skull, which I think comes from like me playing Gary's Mod as a kid or something, all those Nextbots things. But literally the second after that happened, I just recorded it. Yep. That was all in one take in the car.
Wait, in the car itself?
In my car, yeah. The reason the initial reason he sounded so crunchy was just because I was using a Bluetooth microphone, like the crappy one that came with my 2011 Lexus or whatever. But
like,
I mean,
I knew you did. Because I watched the Q&A video before getting into this or whatnot, and like I saw you talking about like, you know, hey, did this in one take. It took you, you know, however long to like get it done or whatnot. I did not realize that you recorded that in your car right as soon as you got the opportunity.
Yeah, that was another question I unfortunately had to scrap because I didn't like because I just thought my delivery wasn't interesting in how I answered it. But yeah, no, the initial stuff, like I would say the majority of my videos were from audio recorded in a car. It's just become a tradition at this point.
Right.
For the pilot, I don't think I'm going to do that.
Oh, I respect that, though. I think depending on the tone you're trying to go for, it would have been hilarious if you did. But I understand, given like the little sprinkling of what the project is or whatnot, I can understand why maybe not the car audio. You know?
Yeah, it was. I think it's more of just like, it's better to record high and go low instead of just have like a bad sort of, like, I don't want to mess it up, I suppose, or like if the quality's too low, then it just becomes like harder to understand. But so far that hasn't been an issue. I don't think.
I mean, again, given some of the silly stuff you have been able to record and put out there and whatnot, I think the quality is good enough more than anything else.
There is a in the Halloween short, or the one where he's walking in the park with his dog.
Yep.
The very first few seconds of that where he's humming, you can hear a click from my turn signal. Like like turning off, like it goes, like the stick comes back up because I made the turn. That's in the video itself. That's a little fun.
Oh my goodness, that is really incredible to hear. Like, again, I did not realize that just gives me a new level of love and appreciation for your videos or whatnot. I didn't know how much of it was like you messing with the audio compared to it just being just again raw audio that you just record in your car. That's just hilarious at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's also just a good place to scream.
That is true. That is true. I'm pretty sure someone, if there was a random person that was passing by while you screamed in your car, they'd probably just think, traffic's really bad today, huh?
Yeah.
Even though there's like, even though there's probably no one in front of you when you're screaming.
No. Sometimes I just do it at a red light.
There you go. I will also say one of the things I also love and appreciate is, aside from obviously like the incredible concepts like that, just whenever you get silly with your character, you do ridiculous things. Like, for example, I'm gonna tell you right now, my personal favorite video of yours is the celebratory dance that you do to the tune of pop music. Like that
was a big fave for a lot.
Yeah, like I
love that one too.
Because like it's a perfect song choice, obviously, first and foremost, but then like the way that you have your character moving or whatnot as well, it showcases both like how fluid it is when it comes to 3D animation, but also like what you were talking about with like the little imperfections and like the weird, movement and such when it comes to that character at the end of the day.
Yeah, I love the second shot where he's like doing this like car inflatable like worm thing.
Yep.
Where he's like catching his balance. I love that shot.
It's so well done.
I love that one.
Oh goodness. There's that, and then I would be remiss if I didn't mention, why in the world did you have Saul Goodman just beat you up for no apparent reason?
So again, that's just like a joke that like my friends came up with. I forget like where it initially came from. There was someone else who commented that a while back. But it's just like, dude, it'd be really funny if you just like put Cam there and you just made him like super sad and Saul just beat the hell out of him for no reason. And then I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea. So that night I went to Walgreens to get myself some Nerds gummy clusters because I was addicted to those at the time.
Right.
And then I just recorded it in my car. So, I think there was like 2 takes for that one.
Okay. The fact that you're blowing my mind now that I think about just how many of those things I thought was just really good voice modulation was just, no, I'm just recording this in my car, guys. You won't realize that.
No, I think there was one where I just pretty much, I don't bit crush, I just lower the quality.
Right.
For some of them. I think I did that for the Roach one.
That makes sense.
I don't know. I did it for one of them. I forget which one. I don't think it was a Roach one.
I'll say regardless, I just think that's incredible to see just the work that goes into it, both on the high end when it comes to like the animation style, but also on the low end when it comes to, again, audio quality or whatnot.
Yeah.
I will say, obviously, for people that have been watching the video up at this point, I think one thing that they would love and appreciate is just both how clean, but also how crunchy your character looks in the animation style. How long did it take for you to kind of nail this kind of like low poly-esque, like, 2D, 3D mashup, like animation style that they're seeing right now?
I mean, this is actually, so I made CamTheCan as a character back in January of 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And then the day after I made the 3D model, and this is the exact same 3D model.
The same exact one.
He looks a lot different, I'll admit. So the rig allows for a lot of personalization. Like his handle doesn't, or not his handle, his lid isn't as big. Like, there's a good separation here between, I suppose, how wide his handle is and how wide his body is.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, it was fairly consistent. But I think as you go on, you just get more comfortable with what you do. And like a lot of the stuff that I do with Cam is to perspective. And that's sort of, I think that just comes from how I started off doing 2D. Because, I mean, like Cam is animated straight ahead, which for an animator speak means I'm doing it the worst way possible. It's pretty much going like frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, which you're supposed to block out stuff. And like, so you go like key pose 1 to key pose 2, and that would be frame 1 to like frame 15,
right,
or something. And I do that sometimes, but I've just noticed that there's a little less appeal when I do that.
Mm-hmm.
But his eyes, like in the thing that you see right now, are probably like, let's put it like this, probably like a foot away from his body.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Like,
that makes
so
sense.
it's stuff like that where it just kind of works in your favor. And it ends up feeling like if you animate from one perspective, it just feels like animating blocks in 2D. Just stuff like that.
It's stuff that whenever you pay attention to people doing 3D animation, like it makes a lot more sense than you would think. I know, like for example, seeing some of the earlier 3D animation stuff or whatnot. I remember seeing some of the animations you did with Wolverine and Deadpool. How you kind of cheat the camera when it came to that one. But like on the flip side, like I another former guest and a good buddy of mine, Kevin Temmer, seeing kind of the way that he like tricked the camera for like shots when it came to the Amazing Digital Circus, like all the way throughout or whatnot.
Yeah. Big fan of his work.
Oh no, absolutely. Like it's incredible to see kind of like what looks like a normal trash can with eyes like right on like his forehead, I guess, or whatnot in this case or whatnot. It's one of those like if I was to turn it 90 degrees, like the eyes would be just like out to here or whatnot.
It'd completely break. It's all to camera. I think one of the best examples of it being to camera was the Roach one. I had a lot of fun going off model in that one. That one's one of my faves as well. So there's also sometimes where like his eyes to the side or something, and he just looks like completely like disgusting from any other angle. Like it just looks like a mess. Like here it probably wouldn't be too bad, but in that one it just looks like a mess. But I had so much fun doing it.
I mean, it sounds like it's fun to just. It's fun to break the model sometimes, I can imagine, like to an extent, like just to have a little bit of fun and just be like, oh God, that's what it looks like. God, but also like, again, it's for especially with that kind of video or whatnot, with the Roach video, with the silly kind of videos that you put CamTheCan in or whatnot, like it makes sense to have a little bit of a disgusting fun to go with it. And yet again, throughout all this chaos or whatnot, throughout all this stuff, you are also now taking the time to potentially put forth your own indie animation concept with this thing that you are currently titling as Project Stranger. Now, I imagine you probably want to keep a lot under wraps or whatnot when it comes to like getting the concept out there. But for those who may be vaguely curious, like what can you give of the concept for those that may be wondering?
It's gonna be like an extended narrative. Like it'll wrap back around to itself. There'll be like a beginning and end, bunch of stuff like that. I guess this is newer news. I am drafting additional episodes as well.
Oh, okay.
But I'm still currently in the writing process for the first one. I have 2 scenes complete.
Oh, okay.
But I would say that's only like 10 to 15% of the narrative. The general premise hasn't changed at all, where it's just going to be him meeting that evil scientist guy, but there is going to be like, I guess a little bit of a reason for the story to go on.
Right.
So I'm still fairly new at writing in general. So I'm still learning a lot with this. So my goal is to make it as best as I can.
No, I can only imagine, but especially when you introduce like a fun little what seems like a fun little concept and a really like disgusting but also fun looking villain with Dr. Ivan Vitreous.
I love that guy.
I love that guy too. Like I can only imagine. Just obviously, we only got like the couple of sketches or whatnot, but I could just imagine just kind of the evil griminess that Dr. Ivan Vitreous could potentially have.
I want him to sound like. I guess this is also from Transformers influence. I love sound like Shockwave. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Shockwave sounds with like the kind of thing, like an old person sort of, but like with an evil tone.
Okay.
I have a voice in mind. I won't say who, but I will. I still want to finish the script before I do some little cast tests there.
So no, that's fair.
Be a lot of fun.
That's completely understandable at the end of the day. I am curious, like I don't know if it'd be too spoilery to ask this, but what even inspired you to make this project in the first place?
Actually, so no, this isn't spoilery at all. Initially, so it's a combination of 2 shorts.
Okay.
And this is public knowledge, so I can say this. There was a one short called Dog Days, and there's another short of just the scientist that finds Cam. Mm-hmm. And then I watched Meat Canyons, one of his latest videos of the thing with the dog puppet. I forget what it's called.
I think I know what you're talking about. I just can't remember the name of it on top of my head.
Yeah, man, I feel bad that I don't remember what it's called. But actually, the self-titled Meat Canyon short as well, and the other more recent thing where it was like half an hour long, live action, like this like crazy insanely high budget project, and I'm just like, man, that seems like the most fun thing ever, and I want to do something like that. That and my buddy Skullmug had his pilot drop.
Right. Simulator, the first person pilot or whatnot.
Yeah. And actually, at the time of this recording, episode 1 dropped on Patreon last night.
Okay.
And I got to see it, and that was a lot of fun. It is there's a lot of like significant improvements, and it's just fun the whole way through. So him and his encouragement as well, and also Meat Canyon's encouragement, which was very nice to see.
Oh, nice.
It's just like, man, I want to get into this. I want to start making a longer project, even if it's just a short film.
Yeah.
And then it just became from a short film into like, I could do something from this. That, this could be something more than that. So that's what inspired me to start doing all this stuff, is just seeing what my peers are doing. And just, I think I have enough of an idea to warrant something really fun. Yeah.
No, honestly, that's it's incredible to know the inspiration from others' stuff, I guess, or whatnot, really kind of leading into this incredible, like, silly, fun little concept that looks to be at the end of the day. I love that. I guess for me, like, I kind of feel that on a personal level as well. It's not the Meat Canyon stuff in particular, but like, I know for me, it was watching the Amazing Digital Circus finale or whatnot, like the last act in theaters or whatnot, that inspired me to go forth and make this indie concept that I'm currently toying with. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a while, ever since, because in college I made a short film about it. And so I'm like, I want to see this thing like animated, because like, as fun as, the live, because I went to school for filmmaking, not animation. So like, to see it in live action is like really cool or whatnot, but like the possibilities of what I could do with animation would be even better. So like, I'm right there with you when it comes to really starting off their pilot, indie animated concept series or whatnot.
I will also say, speaking of those pilots, like Gaslight District in particular was one that very much inspired actually my style, because that came out like, I think a little before I started CamTheCan stuff, or maybe just around the same time.
I think, which is really cool, because ironically enough, I just brought on the voice of Mud like a couple weeks ago, or at least the episode was released this past week, but the time they're recording and whatnot, which is like, that series, I cannot wait to see what they're going to do with that. That just looks to be like insane. That, and I said this on the podcast, but I would love to just have a conversation with the creator, Part-Time Seagull, Nick or whatnot. Like just to like, again, like pick at his brain to see like what even led to this in the first place. 'Cause this seems like a wholly different concept than anything we've ever seen before.
Yeah. He's a friendly fellow from my experience. I mean, maybe reach out on Twitter. I have no idea.
I've tried Twitter and in the email or whatnot, and like, look, the guy's busy. Like, I get it. He's working on a full length like series now. Yeah, he's working on the series now. So I don't blame him for being a little hard to reach at the end of the day. But regardless, like, coming back to your concept or whatnot, like I like, even though we've only gotten just like a literally just a couple of sketches, a little taste of what could potentially come with Project Stranger or whatnot, like, what should the people expect as you continue to go down and make this, whether it be just the short film or the full series? What should they expect from Project Stranger once it becomes more of a reality?
I guess just more of what like I love with Cam, and like what I love doing, just very fun, exaggerated visuals, very fun. I will say it's going to be more high-paced action.
Okay.
I think more, nothing like shooty bang, whatever, but just like something that's a lot more like higher velocity, I suppose, with how I want to treat at least some parts of it. I'm very excited to even get to like the visual part of pre-production, and I know I haven't shown much, and I am very excited to show stuff when I have stuff to show.
Right.
I think I have an idea for like a trailer in mind, but I'm not even there yet.
Right.
So.
No, trust me. Again, as someone that is also trying to get their own indie animated concept, like, I'm at a point to where like I have an idea for like at least the teaser short, but not even like the trailer or like the actual like episode itself. And I don't want to like let everything out until I at least have something physical to show people and be like, hey, this is what I have in mind. Like, what do you think? You guys on board? This is like just even a taste of what I could potentially be putting out for you guys.
Yeah.
So.
That sounds fun though.
Oh no, absolutely. But even then, like the fact that you've even got to this point and you have an audience that's even excited just for this at the end of the day, when you have
I'm so thankful for that.
I'm even taking a step back and think of the audience you have been able to amass since you've really embraced the 3D animation, but especially since CamTheCan was a thing, like the actual trash can was a thing. Like the fact that you're able to get enough traction to collab with some other incredible people and make some other incredible shorts with them. The fact that you've got people that are, buying merch or whatnot, making fan art or stuff like that. The fact that you were able to get a U2's plushie, which I'm pretty sure you are the first person that I've had on this podcast to have someone have something sold on U2's.
That was fun. That surprised me too.
Well, actually, no. Second, now I think about it, because Silent Jack did have the mouse plushie. But even then, like the fact that like you had that, like it's gotta be even surprising to think that in a little more than a year or a year and a half since you've had the can itself, but ever since you've really been on this art journey, it's gotta be incredible to think of the audience you've been able to amass and the community you've been able to develop.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. I'm never gonna stop saying that. It really it does come down sometimes to, like, I recognize my own talents as an artist and an animator, but like sometimes it is just the luck of the draw with the algorithm. So I'm very fortunate to have people come and then have people stay. Like, when it first blew up with CamTheCan stuff with the flock of seagulls thing, and I'm just like, admittedly I've had some bangers before, like the Shadow Wizard Renegade thing, and I'm like, okay, people like this joke. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I know it's probably not gonna hit it off or something like that. And then the car short came out, and people like that one too.
Yes,
that one felt even crazier than the Flock of Seagulls one, because it was just my own original idea. It's my own voice. It's my own character. It's my own work. Like damn near wholly like my work, which is just so fun. Yeah,
absolutely.
And yeah, I'm very fortunate that all of my success with like collaborators and like my following and hell, I mean it is just, it's so surreal to think about. Like it doesn't feel real. It feels like a dream. With like I have a plush. I have shirts. I have hats. I have like I'm the YouTuber, quote unquote, the YouTuber I wanted to be when I was like a little boy, when I was like 12 years old. I'd probably like shit my pants if I do that, like as a kid. So.
Now you have to fulfill your middle schooler dream and finally finish Five Nights at Freddy's for a YouTube video.
I already have. I mean, I finished most of them in my own time. Sometimes I actually do go back to that old channel just for fun. I'll post like a random video like once a year.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. Still not gonna make that public though. That'll take a minute. That's fair.
But you already know there's gonna be at least some YouTube sleuths out there. It's gonna be like, I can find it. Just you wait.
You know what? It's my treasure is yours for the taking. So if you wanna go out there and find it, go ahead. But I'm not gonna give you any hints.
There you go. Also, I forgot to mention the flock of seagulls videos. That was just hilarious or whatnot. Like it's a simple joke, simple like premise or whatnot, but you executed so perfectly or whatnot.
The funniest thing, that one was also recorded in my car.
Okay.
Where I was just tired off work. Like I used to work a grocery job, and I would just drive home, and I would just like talk to myself all the time. And I'm like, that'd be a funny animation. It was more of an animation test for my little character, because the car one was already in production like a few weeks before that.
Okay.
But the funniest thing about that video is that it was a joke my roommate made, and he does not remember making. And on every single upload of that video, it says credit to Liam. You can check. Since upload, it said credit to Liam on every single upload.
Right.
So yeah, my roommate Liam made the joke, and he's like, what are you listening to? I'm like, I'm listening to a flock of seagulls, and he's like, a flock of seagulls can't write that song. I'm like, that's fucking awesome.
There's no way a bunch of birds could write a song.
Yeah. I love bits like that.
No,
so good.
Those are the bits I just can't help again enough of. The ones that are just so simple, like simple setup, simple delivery, executed well perfectly. Like that's why I love the videos so like that.
It's also, funnily enough, sometimes damning when you use like copyrighted music.
Yeah.
Because as much as I love using it, and as much as it complements the art, it's just like, oh, you're not gonna get paid for that. And it's like,
yeah, I know.
It's fun though.
Which does lead me to another very interesting question, especially when it comes to music like that. Are we ever gonna get the full, unadulterated, feature-length cartoons album?
What does that mean?
No, like, because whenever you did the car short or whatnot, you released the cartoons or whatnot when it came to.
That was just because people are asking. I do not like that video in retrospect.
But I was gonna say, like, are we gonna get a full feature length, like, or a full length, like, you know, basically car karaoke album or whatnot?
You know what? If people want that, then sure. If people want me to scream songs in my car, I have no problems doing it. I just know it won't sound good, and it'll be my first try. It's pretty much just me singing in a car.
You act like people are expecting anything less when it comes to your.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, even then, taking like, you know, we've already looked at like just when it comes to just the YouTube journey as well or whatnot, but even taking one more step back and like just seeing the entire art journey you've been able to have as a whole. Whenever you started off watching, again, robots, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, you know, Transformers, you know, doing little stop motion PowerPoints, essentially, like what started off as that to who you are right now, getting an opportunity to really express yourself with a fun little character and going forth and making your own original concept at the end of the day. Thinking to your art journey as a whole, does it surprise you or is it surreal to think how far you've been able to develop as an artist?
I mean, I don't really see myself doing anything else. I mean, I've been good at, like, I guess, math or something. So like, oh, I could go into accounting, but that is the lamest answer ever.
Yes. I'm not even gonna deny it. That is the lamest answer I think I've ever heard.
But it's just like, I've had so much fun doing it. And I thankfully have just such a good support system within my friends and family who've just encouraged me and just like given me time to myself to experiment with this stuff. So I guess it's surprising to see, I guess, the following I've amassed in a sense, but in terms of how I've evolved with my art, it just feels like it's all come so naturally over the course of time. Yeah.
No,
I mean, it's also I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, no, honestly, that's extremely understandable. I mean, it's one of those, especially as you keep going down this path, you know, it's easy to see kind of the progression along the way, I guess, at the end of the day.
Yeah. Also, thankfully, I'm currently enrolled in a college that will also push me to different artistic capabilities, even if that's stuff I haven't published. Like, it's stuff like still life, painting, learning color theory and other compositions with like charcoal drawings and stuff like that.
Oh, that's incredible.
But yeah,
very fun. I think that was the one thing that surprised me the most when it came to the Q&A video or whatnot. It wasn't the fact that you're making your own pilot. It's the fact that, like, wait, you're still in college while putting out all this stuff? Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look,
it's just always how I've operated.
Yeah, you know what? That's valid. That's valid. I mean, hey, if it's gotten you up to this point, why, you know, maybe, you know, get the degree at a certain point, but why stop now, you know?
Yeah. I just have so much fun doing it. I do it in my free time.
Well, there you go. There you go. Well, for this next question, if I may, what if we go a little above and beyond to Cam? Because I want to give you more or less the dream scenario, if I may. Let's say I am Big Shot Mr. Moneybags. I come up to you and like, let me make sure it's the right trash can. Okay, this is the right trash can. Cam, we know you've done some incredible stuff. All right, we see the potential for there to be so much more. You just need a little extra push, a little extra platform to kind of get you to that point. We have access to everyone and anyone in whatever industry possible, and more money than there should be possible. We probably should be giving back to animators, make sure they have a good living wage, can afford the health insurance, a place to live, all that kind of stuff. Hashtag same with animation forever and always.
Of course.
Right now, we're going to be focusing on you and you alone. We'll include all the other animator stuff. That's part of the deal, no matter what. If given this opportunity, what would be the dream CamTheCan project?
I mean, I'm kind of working on it right now. I don't want it so. I don't know. I've always been hesitant of a series because it's just like I don't really know what it would be. Right. Which is why I'm just having a lot of fun experimenting with this longer form thing that I'm doing now.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say that I'm like, oh, I want to push for like a full series and get like a whole team or something, because at the moment this is something I just want to take slow and not lose control of. And even if I had all the control of it, I don't really know where I'd go with it. I think that overwhelmed me. So that'd be something I'd want to go to eventually. But the initial goal with learning 3D was just like, you know, do some studio work, because I think it'd be fun to contribute to something like that. And when the Gaslight District came out, I think I have literally checked the glitch listings page every single day, and it's been over a year. I think it finally hit over a year since they last hired animators.
Dang.
Which is fair. which is fine. I'm sure they have a great team. They have a great network and a great connection there. But I would love to contribute to something like that someday.
Oh no, absolutely.
That'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, just something in the future where, whether it's like DreamWorks or Sony, I'd love to work on some project like that. I mean, not even exclusive to film or TV. I also just love video game animation in general.
Yeah.
And like anywhere where character animation is needed, I'd love to contribute to it. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I mean, I could tell there's a lot of love, at least when it comes to video game animation. I mean, for goodness sakes, you said before that like your style is inspired by kind of the Luigi's Mansion-esque kind of style.
That's true, yeah.
As well as having a full, merch ad that was basically a good old Banjo-Kazooie, like reference more than anything else.
Banjo-Kazooie.
No, it's so great that like the style and the like the voicing or whatnot to go with it.
Oh man.
Oh goodness. But sadly, we have to come down from that dream scenario. We have to get back to reality, and I'll ask the ever so generic question. Where do you hope to see yourself, say, 5 to 10 years from now?
Man, well, by then I'd be graduating college. I'd probably move to some state where maybe more options are available. I don't know. See, I don't know. I'm kind of just letting the wind take me here, but I know I'd hope it's something within this field of animation stuff. If CamTheCan does well, then I'd love to support myself with that. I would love that. That'd be incredible. But in the unfortunately realized. Oh, my mic. Oh, sorry.
I was curious on what that was for a second.
No, okay.
I was like, did you drop your popcorn or something like that?
No, put a pin in that. I'm at my dad's place for the summer.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Well, I have a competent setup. I have my blue snowball without a stand on top of a money jar and a headphone case, and I just tug the cord that we were with.
Gotcha. Okay.
Anyway, in the unfortunately semi-realistic situation where CamTheCan doesn't support me, either if it's because I use copyrighted music or if it's just something that it becomes too much to work on full time, then I mean I've had thankfully a good amount of luck with freelance opportunities and maybe some with a degree or whatever pending studio work.
Right.
I don't, it might be, I guess I'm sort of excited to see because there is an air of mystery there. So I'll go wherever I'm wanted, wherever I can contribute.
No, honestly, that's extremely valid and extremely fair at the end of the day. Like I can completely understand that mentality, and hopefully you do get the opportunity to work with the bigger studios and or hell, like I said, you said Glitch, first and foremost or whatnot. I would love to see you work on a Glitch project, especially the Gaslight District, your style and
I would love to contribute to that.
Absolutely, more than anything else. As we start to wind down the interview, Cam, I just got one last question I want to ask you. Obviously, you are deeply entrenched in art at this point. As we've established, you kind of always had a hand when it comes to animation. That love for the arts has always kind of been there for you. How important is art, not just for you, but for the world as a whole?
Oh man, I love this question. So I know it's sort of a required class at this point, especially early in college, but I had a lot of fun taking my humanities class, which I just think it just kind of blew my mind, where it's wow, we really do that's kind of where we differ as animals. I mean, from as people, compared to animals in a sense. Or it sounds so strange to say that, but I mean, we have this autonomy to express ourselves, and whether it's visually, in audio, and just in sculptures or whatever we choose to do. It's just it's so fascinating to me. And then I say that, and then I have a cartoon garbage can, but either way, it's just I've always found that so fascinating, and that's why I love museums and art exhibits and stuff like that. I think it's so cool, just so cool to see how everyone views the world differently and how everyone just chooses to express themselves through that.
I think that is wonderfully worded, if I do say so myself.
Thank you.
Cam, that's all the questions I have for you today. I've already showered you with Lord knows how much praise at this point, but I'm going to show you a little bit more because it's my podcast. I do what the fuck I want. No, I mean, genuinely, like I said, your videos are always one of the ones that whenever they come across, the algorithm, whenever they come across my screens in one form or fashion, I always get a kick out of them at the end of the day, because I know it's going to be fun in one form or fashion. It's something that I love and appreciate the work and the style, because I know it's not easy like to really express yourself in animation form, let alone 3D animation. Is not the easiest. I imagine it's easier for you than some, but still, like the fact that you've gotten even up to this point to where people like they see the model and they instantly recognize it, or like they know it's gonna be a good.
So sweet.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that people can like even if they don't recognize it, they know they get that instant sense of like this is a good fun vibe that comes from you more than anything else. It's something that I love and appreciate with every single one of the videos that you put out there. Getting the chance to sit down with you right now, getting the chance to chat with you, knowing that the love for the animation stuff has kind of just always been there for you. Like it gives me a new level of love and respect, and it makes me excited for whatever's gonna be happening next, whether it be more CamTheCan stuff directly like short videos or whatnot, or whether it be Project Stranger and seeing what that eventually morphs into, because I can tell that like, especially with the creativity that you've already showcased so far, as well as the little sprinkles of details you've been able to have, I know it's going to be something that's just going to be a blast at the end of the day in one form or fashion.
I hope so.
I mean, if nothing else, you got someone here that's excited for this, like not just for Project Stranger, but just anything that you're doing from this point forward. Just at the end of the day, thank you for what you do. Thank you for putting yourself out there at the end of the day. And
thank you kindly.
Whether it be, whether I'm one of the thousands, hopefully one of millions at some point that love and appreciate the stuff that you're doing, just know that I'm going to be rooting for you every single step of the way. So thank you, Cam.
Thank you so much. Thank you, man. That's awesome. Hey,
no problem. No problem. Now, if people want to know why I have been gushing about you for the past hour or so that we've been recording, go ahead and plug yourself for the people at home. Where can people find more about you and what you got going on?
Well, I mean, I'm on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I'm pretty much everywhere. Just like I make little short cartoon animations about this little trash can fella. Excuse me. About this little trash can fellow that you see in front of you. I make him scream or I make him dance, just kind of in a silly way, regardless.
No, absolutely. And for anyone that may be confused on where even to go or whatnot, I'll have those links in the description below. I got y'all covered at the end of the day. Maybe at some point we might eventually get the origin story of dog food or whatnot and see where exactly he came from.
That is a bit okay. I feel bad that short hasn't come out at this point. There's one short I've had in the works for like a year now, and it's my own fault for just not working on it more. It's just that it's really sad that I said the origin of dog food, but it is sort of just a one-off joke. There's like it's pretty much elevator pitch. Cam goes on a trip and stuff happens, and him adopting a dog is one of the stuff that happens. That short should come out. If that doesn't come out this year, you have permission to find me. Just kidding. It should come out. No, I'm gonna say hopefully next month.
The only reason why I poke fun at is because you mentioned it in the Q&A or whatnot. I just think it'd be fun to actually like see that thing come to fruition or whatnot. Like obviously
I'd say and there's a good % of it done. It's just I don't think I was happy with the initial part of the script, so I might have to redo that a little bit.
Hey,
but it should have Tomar in it.
Ooh, interesting. That's a nice little.
I mean, I say it should. I have the lines. I've had them for like a year. It's my own fault.
If nothing else, it's a nice little tease to make sure that people keep an eye on the channel and subscribe if they aren't already. So.
I think there might be still a few shorts that come out before then. But I guess this one's a prequel in a sense for when he finds the dog.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, dog food's little origin story is like, you use a can opener on the wrong side. That's why his tail's a tab.
Yep.
So that's my cute little answer.
No, it's great, and I can't wait to see that and just whatever you have coming, next down the pipeline at the end of the day.
Thank you. Hopefully a collab with Migrod.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the dream or whatnot? A collab with them?
No, it's just something that's just been in the works for so long. We just keep bouncing around where we get so busy.
I will say I gotta ask this question now, like last little bit before I do end the podcast or whatnot. Is there a dream collab at this point? Because you said earlier like you've had an opportunity to work with like Brody Animates or whatnot, which was a cool like full circle moment or whatnot. Is there any like dream like collab with an animator or whatnot that like if nothing else, this could be the platform for you to be like, hey, you're a cool animator, let's do something together?
Oh man, I hadn't thought about that. I have no idea. I've been so fortunate. I've been able to like talk to most of the people I've like grown up watching.
Okay.
I mean seriously. It'd be cool to cameo in some larger project, I suppose.
Okay.
I think that's always been fun. I keep seeing like there'll be like people who do like fan art sprawls of like, oh, here are my favorite animators, and I'm there. I'm like, what? It just feels it still feels so surreal.
Oh goodness.
Lab-wise, I have no idea.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. I mean, to be fair, like I said, you've already had a chance to work with so many incredible animators or whatnot. I guess just any opportunity is just gonna be a fun opportunity at the end of the day.
Yeah. You know what? This is if I have the opportunity to just like throw something out there just randomly, and I know this is already like something that's passed, but it's like, oh, if this guy had a cameo in Smiling Friends, that'd be so cool.
It would be so awesome. It would be so cool.
It'd be the most incredible superhero journey or something. Like, yeah.
Regardless, no, that's incredible. But do you have any final words before we do sign off?
No, just thank you for having me on.
Hey, thank you.
I love doing stuff like this. You'd be surprised how people just don't reach out. I mean, I'd love to do more stuff like this.
That's a sign for the people out there. If you want to, like,
go ahead.
Yeah, reach out to Cam, see if the opportunity comes for you guys to collab with him, whether it be more podcast episodes or whatnot, because he's been a fantastic guest, and I know he'll be fantastic for whatever you guys are doing. With that, all I have left to say is for the people at home, if you can, please pay your artists.
Aw. Yeah, I get that.
Tell me what's wrong, tell me it's parts in motion. Sing me a song, tell me your eyes can all open. Show me it all, pick me up in the car you drove when you used to call. Show me it all.
Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. If this is your first time listening, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it, genuinely. This conversation was so fun. I couldn't even believe I found a way to even get in contact with Cam, let alone get him on the podcast. Cam, if you've gotten up to this point, thank you for even taking the time in the first place. You're genuinely like really chill, really cool dude to chat with, and I sincerely hope that I left a good impression. You know, the more I do this podcast, the more I keep amazing myself, I guess, at the end of the day. Just with the guests I'm able to bring on and the connections I'm able to make, whether it be through the guests themselves or fans of the guests and all that kind of stuff. I always amaze myself with just, I guess, the connectivity, the connections, I guess, in the first place that this podcast can bring. But I always say I'm surprised, but I really shouldn't. I mean, for those that have stuck around or whatnot, you know, I've been doing this podcast since September of 2020. When you do something for almost 6 years on a consistent basis, you're bound to make a good connection or two. But even then, you know, I always have to take that step back and just kind of admire the fact that I've even gotten to this point. You know, there's plenty of people out there that start podcasts that it doesn't even make it past episode 10. Hell, it barely makes it past episode 1. But I'm glad that this has been something that I have been consistently achieving for, consistently pushing myself forward to do more and more. And I sincerely hope that whether this is your first episode of the podcast or you're one of the wonderful people that have kept coming back episode after episode, I sincerely hope that it's worth the trip. I sincerely hope that it's worth your time at the end of the day, because it certainly has been worth mine, and I would not trade it for anything in the world. If this is something that you guys love and enjoy, you know, why not toss a subscribe? Why not leave a like? Why not share this with the world? Any little bit like that really does help the podcast. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate y'all's love and support as I try to give back to you guys as well. Keep up that creativity and keep up that love within this community.